Welcome back. Futures this morning are up. Take a look. We are waiting on the June PCE report this morning. The Dow Industrial's up 61, the Nasdaq up 125, and the S&P higher by 18. Economists are expecting core month-to-month inflation to be up 0.2% and core year-over-year PCE up 4.2%. These expectations right here have been coming down. Joining me right now is Bolvin Wealth Management Group President Gina Bolvin. Gina, great to see you. Thanks very much for being here. How important is today's report?
It's huge, Maria, and it's going to cap off a really big week in the market, and it could be a catalyst. It could actually send the market higher. We're expecting a soft number, and after yesterday's GDP report, we think there's a better case for a soft landing.
Okay, and we are looking ahead to the busiest week of second quarter earnings next week. Earnings as well have been better than expected. Technology is on deck next week. Apple and Amazon coming out on Thursday. That may very well set the tone. Gina, what's your take on earnings season so far? And would you put new money to work in these two stocks ahead of earnings, given the huge run-ups that we've seen year to date?
It's been another great earnings season that has been better than expected, Maria. We're about 40% through earnings season, and right now we're having an 80% beat rate. So that's really incredible, and it really just points to the resiliency of U.S. companies. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a correction here, but I would put some money to work. We think that there could be some choppiness ahead, especially with this summer coming up. We have some seasonality coming into play, but we expect this market to go higher, and we're very bullish moving forward.
Well, it certainly feels like estimates and expectations have become more bullish. John Lonsky, jump in here. We were talking about a recession every day about a year ago, and things have been pushed out. Yesterday, we spoke with the chairman and CEO of Bank of America, who told us that he's expecting a recession. That's the house call at B of A, but he's pushed the expectation out until the first quarter 2024.
Yeah, this is like waiting for Godot, I suppose. You don't know when it's finally going to arrive. You keep waiting. Let's go to Jerome Powell's press conference, where he strongly hinted that we're probably not going to get rid of this risk of faster price inflation until the unemployment rate rises. And with a higher unemployment rate, you definitely increase recession risks, if not fall into an actual downturn that right now looks no worse than mild. I mean, the consensus has the 3.6% unemployment rate of June rising to about just over 4% by year's end and 4.5% by the middle of next year. And I think we need this rise by unemployment to prevent a rejuvenation, an acceleration of consumer spending that otherwise is going to bring back this fear of faster price inflation.
Gina.
Well, I think John makes some good points, but I think that so many economists got it wrong in terms of predicting a recession this year because they underestimated the consumer. And one of the side effects of COVID is that it created a YOLO consumer. You only live once. Think of all the obstacles the consumer had to surmount this year. Well, last year we had the tech sector, pretty much crashing. This year we had a banking crisis. We had more inflation than we thought. We had higher interest rates. And while the yield curve was inverting, right, the consumer was online shopping. I think the consumer spending, which is 70% of the economy, is going to continue to keep the economy afloat.
John, did you want to jump in?
Yeah, I want to jump in with an important point, and that is though real GDP accelerated from 2% to 2.4 from the first to the second quarter, real consumer spending growth slowed from 4.2% to 1.6%. Moreover, that year-over-year growth rate for retail sales has been slowing. So I don't think the consumer spending right now is accelerating. It's decelerating, and it has to continue to decelerate if we're going to keep a return of inflation fears at bay.
Yeah, good point. All right, Gina, it's great to have you this morning. Thanks very much for weighing in on all of that.
Thank you.
Gina Bolvin joining us. Your morning mover this morning is Intel. Take a look at the stock of the chip maker rising in the pre-market. It issued a stronger than expected forecast.